Hello, Fabulous Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of August 2018, looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an amazing month it is. As we start this month, we are still in eclipse season. So eclipse season started last month with an eclipse in your sign, and it is going to be this month that eclipse season ends right around the 11th of the month. Give or take a day on either side, depending on where you are on the planet. And that will, with that eclipse, that final of 3 eclipses, it will bring the end to the current eclipse season that we're in the middle in as we start this month. This eclipse that will round out this series is happening in a part of the sky for you that goes beyond just your understanding of self, but it goes deeper and it starts to show up in your life. The eclipse last month was all about you, your identity, your understanding about who you are. And very likely something started to change within you, started to shift within you as you started to recognize the potential that you have and where it is that you feel you are ready to make change. And in some cases, big change at that. Well, it is going to be this month that it starts to show up for you. That inner insight, that inner work is going to start to show up for you in terms of financial opportunities, but also opportunities to see yourself more lovingly. This is a part of the sky where the solar eclipse is going to take place that represents self-esteem and self-worth, the possessions that you have, but it's also money that you earn and money that you spend. So for some of you, it's just really clear cut. There's going to be new financial opportunities. Now, chances are this isn't going to come totally out of nowhere. Normally, it is eclipses that like to have an element of surprise to them. However, this eclipse is going to be in the sky with Mercury. Mercury, of course, retrograde at this time, and then will go direct a few days after this eclipse and will come back around about 2 weeks later to where the eclipse took place, exactly to where the eclipse took place. So this is particularly powerful because what it represents is an ongoing conversation, an ongoing interaction. And it's just now that it's helping you to leap forward, but it'll still involve more interactions with others as part of bringing things forward and securing more opportunities for you. Jupiter is also going to be speaking with this eclipse, and it tells me a couple of things. So one is it could be over-optimism, which is a great thing. But another thing that it can suggest is your own fears. Some of your own fears and questions, inner questions coming up, some of your own doubts. It does suggest that there may be a need for patience. There may be a part of you that wants more and better right now. However, there's that sense of needing to trust a divine time and knowing that it'll come together as it needs to in perfect time. Now that perfect time, as I said, may need a little bit of time to flesh out throughout the month, but it is going to be right around the days of the eclipses that some of the bigger opportunities, or at least some of the most powerful seed events and seed moments, start to take place that already have been in the ether for at least a few weeks now. Because this is a part of the sky that has to do with money that you spend as well, this could be a time when you feel like there's some purchase that you are wanting to make. If you can wait, only because Mercury is retrograde, and look, depending on what it is, but generally they like to say that Mercury retrograde is not the best time to make large purchases or things that you consider to have a significant price tag for you. I have heard it said that it's okay to buy like used or pre-loved type of things, and you might want to experiment that a little bit, but I have not necessarily found that to be the case because I've found that it's new to you. So if it's new to you, then it's kind of like it's new, right? So just be mindful of that because there may be some inclination to spend at this time, especially where it comes to some sort of an adventure or something having to do with what you are envisioning. So you're trying to put things into place that you hope will manifest into bigger and better things in the fullness of time. However, for now, just be mindful. Like it's always a good thing, I think, like if it's not a big deal to you, right? If it feels like not a lot of money to you, it's fine. But if it feels like you're actually putting towards something that you consider important to you, or something that you consider a dream, or something that you consider an investment, that's where you want to just wait a little bit if you can. Moving forward, right around the 26th of the month, that is a powerful time. There's a lot going on in the sky on that day, including a full moon. Now this full moon is happening happening in fellow water sign Pisces. And this full moon is speaking in harmony with Saturn in your opposite sign, also speaking in harmony with Uranus. And I really love this energy. I feel like given all the more intense eclipse energies that we've had as of late, by the time we get to this full moon, it will feel like at least something within you is going to feel more stable and is going to feel more excited about the future. But the area where you want to be mindful is on the same day, Mars will go direct. So as I spoke about in the Mars retrograde season special, this Mars dipping in and out of your opposite sign is a big deal for you where it comes to matters of heart, to where it comes to matters of love. So you're going to find that they come very much into focus at this time around this full moon. So the full moon itself is happening in a part of the sky that has to do with things like long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher learning, legal matters. It has to do with understanding your place in the world, whether that is a literal place or a philosophical place. And it has to do with your worldview. And so this can be a wonderful time when you start feeling enthusiastic about what's to come and what is possible. And that can be a great thing. There's a sense of you knowing that you are fulfilling some intention or some ambition related to these particular areas of life, and feeling like knowledge is being illuminated in a way that helps you to make a choice, and it's a choice that you feel good about. But chances are love is going to be a part of this, because that full moon is speaking with Saturn in your opposite sign, because Mars is going direct on the same day in your opposite sign. I feel like the dominant energy around that full moon is not going to be so much of where the full moon is taking place, but it's going to be a lot more connected to what's happening for you in matters of love. For those of you open to meeting someone new, well, look, chances are with Mars dipping in and out of your opposite sign for a while now, since May, really, and if not sooner, chances are that there's someone there. There's some sense of someone being in the ether, someone being around, or someone popping back into the picture, someone that you possibly connected with already going back to the month of May. Now in some way they show up again. And this is part of you understanding some lessons and some learning and empowerment around love, being more honest with yourself where it comes to matters of relationships and love. The other part of this is if you are just getting to know somebody, if it felt like some issues or developments came up in May, this is where they get a further boost of illumination. But there's also that stability energy, that full moon speaking with Saturn in your opposite sign. So this can be, yes, truth, but ultimately it can be truth that helps you to think more aspirationally and to consider the future and what's ahead and what more you could do. For those of you in an established bond, this can also be a big turning point for those in an established bond. If it's felt like your relationship has needed more attention or more energy at particular points, especially mid-May and now again, then chances are that this is going to be one of those times that what came up in mid-May, the issue that you had to address, the attention you had to give, the energy that you had to express, well, this is going to be a time where you have to share and be more present and to actually be there for your partner in a focused kind of way. It doesn't have to be anything bad, okay? It can actually be something that brings the two of you that much closer together. And I think that's the more likely situation. It looks like there's change in the air, whether it is the two of you wanting to do new things together. Ultimately, this is going to help to bring about a greater sense of joy and a greater sense of enthusiasm and a greater sense of stability for the bond that you have. What I love about this month for you, well, look, as I look at this sky, there is a lot going on. We have that eclipse season happening, certainly, but at the end of the day, I do really like that full moon. It's in fellow water sign Pisces. It is very much about you being excited about your life. And it is ultimately one that in some way will interact with love. The possibility of love or the love that you have is part of what is making you feel so enthusiastic as we move later into the month. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week by logging on to astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, and so much more. All of this in the superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.